which leads us to Game 6 of the NBA Finals and new NBA champions, the Toronto Raptors.
A lot of new Raptors fans this week.
Woo! It's people jumping on the bandwagon.
They're jumping on it. Now, the first question we have to ask:
Yes,
is this a repeat team? Are the Raptors bringing it back next year?
I could see the Raptors getting beat by Philadelphia as a Game 7.
Really?
Milwaukee.
Will they be?
Not saying that they will beat them. Saying there's a possibility.
Will those teams? Will the Sixers? Will the Bucks be better next year?
Mentally, I believe the Bucks could be better because the Bucks were up 2-0, and mentally they got outplayed. They got out-hustled, outplayed. The experience, past championship experience, the veteran experience, Ibaka being in the playoffs, all of that led to them dominating them. And so I feel they are a formidable opponent in the East. Not saying they couldn't get back, but there is an elephant in the room.
An elephant, you said?
It's not the upper room, but it is a room. Will Kawhi Leonard even be there for the repeat?
Who even knows?
That's what I'm saying.
Who can answer that?
Who can answer that? So we'll let that go.
I think the only person that can answer that question is Kawhi Leonard.
It is.
And he's not telling anybody.
He's not telling anybody. But he is celebrating the championship. Now, in Game 6, I'm just going to give my honest feelings. That game was in the balance. And then tragedy struck where Klay Thompson came down on his leg the wrong way. I don't believe it was a foul, actually. I believe that Danny Green went up for the ball. It wasn't there. It was when Klay came down. He just came down awkward because he took off with the 1 foot with the 2 hands. And on that, you have to brace yourself. You can't let go of the rim too early. And he let go of the rim, and his momentum carried him, and he came down awkwardly.
So the Warriors will be down 2 superstars.
Wow, what happened? Oh, yeah, that's right. His MCL was torn. So now his ACL. His ACL is torn. So he has an ACL injury where he'll be out for at least 6 to 9 months.
Let's call it the season.
So 2 stars, KD and Klay Thompson out.
So who in the West is going to take that spot from Golden State? Or is Golden State going to keep rolling?
I feel that the dynasty is over from Golden State, which leads me to my prediction. July the 4th, 2018, at a family gathering for 4th of July, on camera, there's audio. I predicted that the Golden State Warriors would lose in the finals. I predicted that they would not win the championship in 2019, and therefore, guess what happened? Now, I'm not saying I picked Toronto Raptors to beat them, but I knew they would lose. And then so on April the 11th, 2019, before the playoffs started, the first tip-off, I said, hey, I put it out there on social media that I believe that, guess what? Everybody else is picking Golden State. They should win. On paper, they should win, but I have a feeling they're going to lose. Let's see what happened. Pedro Damas.
The prognosticator, the predictor.
And guess what happened? They lost. Now, did I predict that KD would get hurt? I didn't know that. Did I predict Klay Thompson would get hurt? I didn't know that. Did I predict that Steph Curry would not rise up in the occasion? Oh, yes, I did predict that. I told you that Steph Curry doesn't rise to the occasion in the moments he needs to. He is not a clutch player. And I stand. Dellavedova, when he was playing, and why wouldn't he get the MVP when you're supposed to get the MVP, when they want to give it to you, and they give it to the 6th man? Because Steph Curry's impact, he might have the average. This is where numbers can trick you and lie to you. He may have the averages that are necessary, but when are these points coming? Is it in a critical moment, or is it just in the part of the mix of the game? And that's what I mean to all those people, stat geeks. Oh, but he averaged this many points. When they needed that, what was he averaging? What did he do? Silencio.
Well, to your point, in Game 4,
yes,
he did drop 47.
Whatever he dropped, that's that one game to help the averages.
Okay.
Yes. But what?
But to your point, I'm agreeing with you.
Oh, yeah.
He dropped 47, and they still lost.
Still lost.
So how much was that 47 worth?
Exactly.
How much was that playoff average worth?
Exactly. And so
this team, this historic team,
yes, based on
has
this
lost
era,
2 finals.
This historic team, based on this era in basketball,
has lost 2 finals.
has lost 2 finals.
They went to 4, lost 2.
Enough. Is this 5th year? 5th year. So they won 3 and lost 2, that's admirable. That's great.
Is it a dynasty?
Yeah, you can call it a dynasty because if you win 3 titles and you get to 5, I can't say anything. That's a dynasty. I'm not going to be on here saying anything negative against the Golden State Warriors as far as that.
Are we going to see the Golden State Warriors in the finals next year?
Of course not. And there's 0 chance.
0.0.
Are they getting Anthony Davis, or is Kawhi Leonard trading teams and will be there? Because that's the only way. I said that the dynasty is over because I had that feeling. Why did I have that feeling? I've been watching basketball enough to know that the Lakers, it doesn't last. The Bulls, it doesn't last. And so I predicted that it wouldn't last for these because everything was too good to be true. They're clicking on all cylinders. Something's going to happen. I felt it in the air. I felt it.
It was a good run. And I don't think they'll be in the finals, but are they a playoff team?
The grit and determination and fight they showed, they can still make the playoffs if Steph Curry in the West, if Steph Curry is half of who we say he is. Now, before these injuries, when KD went down, the Golden State Warriors, they don't need KD, you analysts said. They don't need him. It was just extra. They punked out. That's what you guys said. And then KD went down. Then it's 3-1, and they're down 3-1. Now, they need you, KD. Please come back, KD. And now when he gets injured, now y'all feel bad. And now you see what happened as the Toronto Raptors wrapped it up on their court in the Oracle and shut that place down. And now what you have to say about Steph Curry. People were saying he's up there with Magic. He could be slightly better or just right there even because they jump on the back. ESPN,
Wow.
Fox.
Wow. Better than
People
Magic.
on there. Yeah.
Magic is one of the most versatile players who has ever played.
They don't care about that.
Every position.
They like jumping out of the window on this bandwagon saying that, because this person's doing great now in this era, that it transcends past anything past players did.
No.
They were saying it.
That is crazy talk.
And it's been crazy. But because they're
Do
losing.
they drug test these people?
They need to, because these hypocrites. Now, I'm probably going to put a video together with these people saying their statements and remarks, and then now having to eat crow.
Are they going to eat the crow?
No, they'll just avoid
just gloss
it.
over it.
Here's the thing, though. It's not about predicting winners and losers, because that's just predicting based on facts and things that you see there. That's not the point. The point is saying outrageous things in the moment when it's not necessary, it's not even true, without any real factual basis to derive that point from. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm talking about. And that's why ESPN and Fox Sports alike, both channels have people on there that have no idea. It says they're basketball analysts. They're sports entertainers. They say crazy things. They don't know what they're talking about.
Except now on the Justice League podcast with 2 G's.
With 2 G's.
Do we bring the truth?
We bring the truth.
Do we bring that to the people?
We do.
Is that what the people want?
We bring justice.
Oh, yeah.
And justice is served by us. We give our opinions based on the facts, the details. We don't let numbers skew us. Stat geeking, we don't do that here, because that doesn't tell the true story of a game. That's just for people who don't really know basketball, for things they can grab onto to make them feel like they know things.
Numbers are easy.
Easy to be manipulated. His plus minus, who cares? If a player is 0 for 10 and then they hit the last 3 shots necessary to win the game, does it really matter about the 0 for 10?
Ultimately, no. The only thing that matters is the wins.
That's it. The W. NBA champions, Toronto Raptors, congratulations. You earned that. Now, I know, and I'm not saying that if KD was healthy, if Clay was healthy, that they would have beat Toronto. I don't believe they would. And here's something that showed me that that wouldn't happen. I'm going to give them credit. They had some resiliency yesterday. When Clay went down, they kept playing. It's just that Steph Curry could not rise to the occasion. The other players, Iguodala rose to the occasion. Draymond Green was iffy, but he still hit some threes or open three. He still was playing hard, hustling, flopping, all that. But they both did better than Steph Curry down the stretch.
Well, we're talking about a team that relies on the three ball.
Yep.
And when it doesn't fall,
you
can't win.
Van Fleet was up in Steph Curry's grill.
Did you just say Van Fleet?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
That's what you want to go with?
You know what? He was the MVP of that game yesterday because when Toronto was stagnant and Kawhi was taking some ill-advised shots, Van Fleet was the one who kept the momentum from going Golden State's way and ultimately put them over the top. Because once they got that lead, they had that lead. And Danny Green, they're trying to give the game away. But Van Fleet, and then that's when Kawhi was like, okay, we got lucky. Because when it went down there and Kawhi, you thought he had the ball, somehow Draymond Green got it, and then he Chris Webbered. They all Chris Webbered. He called a timeout.
Can you explain the Chris Webber to the people?
Michigan, North Carolina, it was a 93 NCAA tournament championship game, and he called a timeout in the corner when they didn't have any more timeouts. Now, for Draymond Green, he was on the floor calling timeout, but there was Iguodala and some other people saying timeout. I was watching the game with my brother, and he was like, why is Steve Kerr calling this timeout? I was like, well, of course they got to call a timeout. In the huddle, I hope they explain they have no more timeouts. And sure enough, here we go with them needing a timeout. And we assume they had a timeout because I think they used, because Toronto didn't have a timeout. So it was like, both of us not going to have timeouts. Who cares? And guess who missed the shot? Steph Curry. And so then they get a rebound, and he did what you need to do because it did stop the clock. Mm-hmm. They had to make the free throws even 0.9 seconds. The game was over. 114-110 NBA champions, the Toronto Raptors. Congratulations to the Raptors.
The first NBA team not from Canada. I mean, the first NBA team from Canada.
Exactly.
To win a championship.
Yes.
In the NBA.
In the NBA. And that's a good thing. I just look at it as an NBA. Drake is happy. The Drake curse doesn't exist now as far as basketball related. In
is he going to be
basketball?
Cursing other people?
Well, Anthony Joshua took a picture with Drake the day before and got knocked silly. Silly. I can say that because Eddie Hearn said that he didn't remember the third round and on. Anthony Joshua didn't say all that, but he just said he lost, which I commend him. How did we get on Anthony Joshua? Just saying. Now, we have Kawhi Leonard winning the MVP. We have Kawhi Leonard leading a team of some stars, because they did have stars on the team. Marc Gasol, the All-Stars. Serge Ibaka, All-Star. Siakam, I think he got to an All-Star this year. So we have some talent on the team. But will Kawhi Leonard be there next year?
In my mind, I think yes.
I would, because you start you put your flag down and you plant your flag and say, I'm taking over. But we don't know through the year. He might hate cold weather. It might hurt his thigh.
You know that Toronto winter is serious.
It's serious, and you're playing a lot of basketball. So there's other factors that go into it that we don't look at. We just see you play in the NBA, you get millions of dollars, and you play. But you have family side, and it's a whole other aspect of it. So like you said, to your point earlier, Kawhi Leonard, he goes by his own drum. He beats by his own drum. And I want to throw this out here. Congratulations to Kobe Bryant for working with Kawhi Leonard and helping him get an offensive game. He also helped Giannis help with their offensive game. He's not getting any credit by these sports entertainers. They're trying to talk about Michael Jordan, who hadn't said anything to Kawhi Leonard just because he used to look at Michael Jordan tapes And you also look at Kobe Bryant tapes. Kobe Bryant is the one who put the work with him in the gym. So I want to give a shout out and congratulations to Kobe Bryant, because he's not going to pat him on his own self on the back, but I will give him a shout out, and Kawhi gives him a shout out.
Shout out to Jelly Bean Bryant.
Yes, the Black Mamba, because you definitely know Kawhi Leonard has Mamba mentality. And so that brings us to the end of another podcast.